Welcome to the Mccleoud Show. I'm Molly, and in each episode, I sit down with Mccleoud to explore the principles and strategies behind creating more success, freedom, and fulfillment in life and business. Welcome back to the Mccleoud Show. Today, we're talking about how to build a better relationship with money. A lot of people think that money is just about earning more, but the way you feel about money affects how you receive it, hold it, spend it, invest it, and how you grow it. So Joelle is going to break down where your relationship with money comes from, how it affects your results, and what you can start doing to change it. Joelle, great to have you back. Really looking forward to another conversation. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Great to be here.
Amazing. Really looking forward to it. Joelle, when you say someone has a relationship with money, what do you mean by that?
Well, we've all got a relationship with money. Some of us have got, amazing relationships with money. Some of us got, terrible relationships with money. But to be honest, everything in the universe we've got a relationship with. So what I mean by that is, our identity, the way we perceive money, our relationship in terms of money is gonna dictate how much money we're allowed to receive, how much money we're allowed to hold. So everyone's got a relationship with money. It's just either a great relationship or is a terrible relationship. And believe me, I've been on both ends of the spectrum in my life.
Yeah, no, me too. And I'm excited to learn more about it. So where does someone's relationship with money usually come from?
Almost always comes from childhood. Between the ages of 0 to 6, our subconscious mind is wide open. We can't think for ourselves. That's why, a 2-year-old can learn 4 languages and it's so easy for them. Whereas if me and you in our 20s try to learn a new language now, it's really, really difficult, right? So when we're younger, our subconscious mind it accepts anything. So if we grew up around people that say, money is hard to earn, money is the root of all evil, there's never enough of it. Like my parents was always, I can't afford that. So our relationship with money, unless as an adult we change it, we reprogram our mind, it almost always stems from what we was told from our parents. Because when we're younger, we can't tell if something's true or if something's complete bullshit, if something's a lie, right? That's why, you believed in Santa. Yeah, me too, right? Now, we genuinely believed when we was younger that it was this obese white guy that went in the air and flew around and went to every single house and dropped Christmas presents through the chimney. It's not true, but as children, we can only accept, we believe anything to be true. So when we get told at an early age that money's hard to earn or there's not enough to go around, unfortunately, we grow up as adults and we carry on those beliefs which cause our behavior and relationship with money.
Yeah, it definitely does start when you're really young, and I can see why my relationship from young with money wasn't great, but that's why I think it's so important that we're having this conversation right now.
Yeah, totally.
So what are some signs that someone's had an unhealthy relationship with money?
Your results. Like if you've never got no money, you've got a terrible relationship with money. The results always show you what's going on inside of you. The outside world is always reflecting what's going on inside. And this isn't just with money. This is with, clients. This is with intimate relationships. This is with relationships with your family. Those results are always showing you what's going on inside of you. So if a person never has money, that's showing them what the relationship's like with money. If a person gets a big win and makes £10,000 and then after it they start, self-sabotaging, procrastinating, and they lose it all, that shows their relationship with money as well. So the way you can tell if your relationship with money is good or not is have a look at your results.
Can you give some examples of that?
Yeah, so I can give you examples with my own life. Like growing up, I never had money because I got told from a very early age that money's hard to earn. Also, a big one for me, Molly, was if you want to earn lots of money, you've got to be a hustler. Like, you've got to work really hard, right? So when I was growing up, I tried all sorts of different hustles. Like, first I was hustling on the streets. Then I started modeling. And then, I've had some funny hustles. At one point, I was on Facebook Marketplace. And I was looking at, I used to type in on Facebook Marketplace, dirty fish tanks. And I'd find these dirty fish tanks. And I'd give them an offer and they'd say, yeah, come and collect it. Then I'd drive, I'd collect it. I'd give them the money. I'd take the fish tank home to my flat and I'd clean it and make it sparkling, right? And I'd probably make about £20, maybe even £10 profit on the fish tank. And I was hustling hard. At one point, I was doing Uber Eats. So, you know, if you're from Manchester, you'll know Manchester Piccadilly, like the Piccadilly Gardens. I used to wait there on my bike with the Uber Eats app, and it'd say, oh, there's a delivery at McDonald's or Barbarito or wherever it may be. And I was always hustling for money, always hustling, always working hard, always burning myself out. Why? Because I got told from a very early age, if you want to have money, you've got to hustle really, really hard. So in my own experience, that's how it worked out for me. Now I've got a new belief system. Money comes to me easily and frequently. And now I'm at the place where I can't keep money away from me even if I wanted to. But that's because my relationship with money has changed, but also my belief system around money, the way I understand how money's earned. It's not earned through hard work and hustle. There's going to be some points in your life, in your business, where you're going to have to, you know, put in some hard work and put in effort. But if hard work alone was the key to success, then those people that I've just seen in Dubai, in that scorching heat, building those buildings, they'd be absolute billionaires. But that's not the way that it works. So the way that it played out for me was, I used to think, you know, I'd have to hustle really hard, and that was my relationship with money. So if money was a person, what I was really saying to money is, if I want you, I've got to work really hard for you and hustle and grind and sacrifice my family, etc., etc. That's exactly how it played out for me.
Yeah, I think it's great to be able to reflect on them times and see what's changed from then till now and the growth. And I can definitely relate to that as somebody who was doing car boots. Audrey will tell you, from about 4 or 5 years old in all over Manchester. Yeah, I can definitely relate to the grinding.
Yeah.
How does someone's relationship with money affect the way they earn, sell, charge, invest, and make decisions?
Your relationship with money affects everything. You know, your relationship with money is going to affect how confidently you tell a person on a call how much your services are. You know, it's going to affect how much you charge for your services. It's going to affect the decisions that you make. Most people make decisions based off price. You know, like I've just got back from Dubai. I flew business class there and business class back. Like I didn't fly business class based off price. Like the only prerequisite to making a decision is, do you want it? Where most people, they don't think like that. They don't know how to make decisions. They turn around and go, I want it, but ooh, the money, or I can't afford it. Like I never ever say to yourself, I can't afford it. I always say your subconscious mind can't see. It feels and it interprets what you tell it with your thoughts. So when a person looks at their bank account and they turn around and go, I can't afford that, your subconscious mind doesn't know that. But now it does, because you keep telling it, I can't afford that, I can't afford that. And it's playing out into your outside world. So it affects how you can hold on to money as well. You know, I'll give you an example. Some people have absolute terrible relationships with money, and they go to the corner shop, they put on a £2 lucky dip, and they win £55 million on the lottery. Like, if you do your research on those people, they end up worse off than when they actually had the money, because it's all to do with self-image. How do you see yourself when it comes to money? So when a person has a bad relationship with money, even if they get a family inheritance, they're gonna screw up the money. They've got poor money management. They don't know how to invest. They don't know how to put money away. They don't know how to circulate money and put it back into a business and stuff like that. So it plays out in every single area. And 75% of people that win the lottery end up bankrupt. But let me give you another example, right? Let's say if we've got some businessman and he's got a fantastic relationship with money. Like, he makes £100,000 a week. He's got multiple sources of income. Like, he's got a great relationship with money. And something happens in the outside world, which can happen sometimes. He loses his business. He has to start from scratch in the outside world. But the outside world can never take your mindset away, the way you think about money, how much you believe you're worth. So even though he gets all of his assets taken off him, in a short period of time, he will be earning the same amount again. You know, I had a conversation with a guy, I won't mention his name, this morning, and he used to work with one of the organizations that I work with, and he was absolutely killing it. He made he enrolled 150 people in a short period of time, and, you know, made multi-millions. And then he decided he didn't want to do that no more. And for months he went back to zero, but he started something new, and now he's just hit his first 6-figure month again, because he's got a great relationship with money. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, and we definitely see that a lot of the time. Like you say, some people inherit money and then they still don't
They
know
blow
what to
it.
do with it.
They don't have a clue.
They don't have the education behind it. And I was at a networking event recently on, I think a lot of people struggle with knowing how, having the confidence on what to charge. And she said, you know, you're not asking from it directly from their pocket, you know, it's from the business, and to have confidence on that. Why do you think people struggle so much with having the confidence of, you know, selling themselves and how much to charge?
Well, they don't believe in themselves and they've got a poor self-image. Self-image is everything. You know, the more you study you, the more you understand you, the better image you're going to have of yourself. Like when I get on a call with someone, I'm eager to tell them the price, because I know I'm worth it. And I will never sell anyone anything unless I believe that I can give them a 10x return on their investment. Now, when it comes to sales and marketing yourself, it's all a transfer of belief. So if a person, you know, at that networking event, for example, if a person was to get on a call with someone and say, look, you know, to work with me, it's £2,000, like the prospect's going to pick up on, you're not even sure this is going to help me. So how am I supposed to be sure? So you need a skill set for sales, but a person could have a type 3 skill set and a type 10 conviction and belief. And then we can get another person with a type 10 skill set and a type 3 belief. The person with a lesser belief will never outsell the person's got more of a skill set. They'll never outsell the person that's got more of a belief. So that comes from changing your self-image. When you change your self-image, what you believe you're worthy of, you're deserving of, you automatically raise your prices and you automatically start to believe in yourself more, because you know you're deserving of money. Like my mentor, Bob Proctor, used to say, like, we're all born rich. Most of us are just a little short of money.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. It's all in the self-image, isn't it? And I think also, like you say, backing yourself and knowing you can justify that you're worth it. So what had to change in your own relationship with money before your results started to change?
My results skyrocketed once I started to believe that I was worthy of lots of money and that money flows to me easily and frequently. You know, now I attract money so easily. Now, the only way to receive money is to exchange a product or service that people find useful or valuable. So what a lot of people do is they'll visualize and expect money to fall upon the lap. But people exchange their money with you in return for a service or product that they find useful or valuable. But the biggest thing that changed for me was, you know, I was reprogramming myself every day, because the dominant thoughts around money for me was, where's it going to come from? It's hard to earn. Like once remember, that's just money is hard to earn was just an idea that was fixed in my subconscious mind. But anything that we believe is in fact true in our experience. We manifest it, right? So I went through a process of taking that old idea that money is really hard to earn out of my subconscious mind and replacing it with a new productive idea that money is so easy to earn because of the value that I bring to the marketplace. Once that changed, money just started flowing. And it sounds simple. It's not the most simplest thing to do, but it can be done through the right process, persistence, and also getting the right help. You know, I got the right mentors, and I ended up saying to myself, do you know what? I've been broke for 6 years. I've been studying self-development. I've read every book that you can think of. My way's not working. Why don't I go and try someone else's? Now, I think why I succeeded with turning my yearly income into a monthly income within 6 months was simply because if my mentor said jump, I said how high. It was as simple as that. He's got the results that I want. I'm not just going to follow his instructions up to what I feel is comfortable. Whatever he tells me to do, I'm going to do it. And I went through a process of planting that new idea that money flows to me easily and frequently because of the service that I provide. And I know I am so comfortable with money and I am so deserving of money. Once I changed that belief, William James says it, believe and you believe will create the fact. Not just my income, but my life changed like night and day.
I'm just imagining everyone implementing this now, and it's making me really excited. What's one practical action step someone can take this week to start creating a better relationship with money?
Well, what I want the person to do is create an affirmation. I'm so happy and grateful now that I attract money so easily because of the person that I've become. I am a person that money absolutely loves, and I love money, and I use it with wisdom. I release it with joy. I send it forth without fear, for I know that under a divine law, that money will always come back to me, increased and multiplied. And I want the person to start giving thanks for all the money that they've already received in their lives. Because if they're sat there and they're saying, oh, well, I've never had any money. No, you have had money in your life. And even if you've only received £100 in your entire life, anything that you praise starts manifesting more of. If you ain't got money in your life, it's because you're criticizing it. Now, you might not be criticizing it to anyone around you, but you're criticizing it within your mind. And anything we criticize begins to move out of our lives. Anything we praise grows. You know, we praise flowers and they grow better. You know, if I praise you, then you're going to perform better. If I criticize you, you're not going to perform as good. So I want them to write down that affirmation, and I want them to write it out 15 times every single morning and 15 times before they go to bed. But the important thing is, if that old voice comes in throughout the day that says, oh, you know, you're tricking yourself, money's hard to earn, I want you to be aware that if you're not used to that new affirmation, it's going to be a bit of a tennis match. You know, that old voice is going to come in. But what I want you to do is go, no, that's the old me. The new version of me attracts money so easily because the woman or the man that I have now become. And also, don't be afraid to circulate your money. There's a law of the universe called the law of circulation. Like, Molly, if the blood stops circulating around your body now, you're going to die. Would you agree?
Yeah.
That's a law of circulation. If air didn't circulate, then we won't be able to breathe. We'd die. Now, what most people do is they get a little paycheck and they try and hoard the money. But the law of circulation says that things need to circulate. I'm always circulating my money. I'm always being generous. And if you really want to manifest money even faster, you want to start giving money. Because even if you've got £100 in your account, I want you to go and give money. Now, if you have the thought of, well, I don't have enough money to give, bingo, you found the root cause of your problems. Anytime you think you don't have enough money to give, you need to go and give. Because when you give, you're signaling to the universe, I have plenty. So you've got to move from I don't have enough money to I already have enough money. And the easiest way to do that is give thanks for all the money that you've received. And I promise you, if you implement that, more money will come.
That has actually just changed my thought process on money when you said about it circulating. Because I think we are taught, aren't we? Save for your pension, save like all of your life, save. But yeah, I think when we look at the business owners who are always investing back into the business, they are always, you know, receiving that money back in another way.
Yeah.
In bigger amounts.
I'm a big believer in you always save 10% of what you earn. You know, you always want to save 10% of what you earn. You always pay yourself first, because then you're getting richer and richer every day. But you've got to circulate your money, you know, because the more money that you give, the more money that you're going to receive. Now, if you're hoarding your money, if you're trying to save onto it, then what are you signaling to the universe? You're signaling, I don't believe more money is going to come. I've just booked Disneyland for me, my daughter Esme, and my sister Lily Mae, right? Yeah. And I'm like, do you know what? I wanna stay in the fight. They've got a Disney Princess Hotel over there. It's 5-star, like it's opulent, because everything that you do is rather instilling a poverty consciousness or a prosperity consciousness. So every place that I stay in has got to be a suite. It's got to be amazing. It's got to be opulent. It's got to be the best, because one thing that I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, is the world will never treat you better than you treat yourself. So if I'm always being a cheapskate with myself, then what am I telling the world to treat me like? So I wanted to stay in the Disneyland Hotel, and it's 5-star. I want Esme to, you know, go to the banquet where all like the Disney characters come around and stuff like that. And the holiday's like, I think I paid like £4,200, and I just release it with so much joy. Like business class flights, like £5,000. The suite that I just stayed in, I release it with joy, and I'm sending a signal to the universe. I know there's plenty more money for me. And when you release it with joy, never release money thinking, you know, I don't know if this is going to come back. Every time I release money, thank you, money. I know you're going to go and help all the people that this money is going to. And I know you're going to return to me increased and multiplied. And it works every single time, because you're working in harmony with the laws of the universe. A law of the universe is the law of circulation. If you're not circulating your money, then that's the problem. Definitely.
What a great experience for your kids, and also a great lesson for them as well in money. Like, you're teaching them from young, like how to spend your money. And my dad was the same. We always had the best of everything when we went away. He always was never stingy with it. He'd be like, you can only do this once. Like, let's actually do the best experience if we go away or if we do an experience. So I love that you are teaching them that. A few moments ago, Joelle shared a powerful action step. For everyone watching and listening, take what Joelle shared and apply for the next 7 days. Thank you for tuning in to the Joelle Mccleoud Show. Make sure to subscribe and we'll see you next week for another episode. Thanks for joining us on the Joelle Mccleoud Show. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with someone who would benefit from it. We'll see you in the next episode.